Hi, good evening everyone, and welcome to the Magic Show where we learn simple things which make us smart and lazy. The normal housekeeping tips, everybody is going to be on mute throughout the session, and I will be asking questions which you can reply in the chat box. Our first Friday of the month is a free session, and then onwards it's a paid session. But now we are back in lockdown season. So for this Friday, I thought we'll have the free session continue. I hope everybody is safe and protected and enjoying the IPL. If you are here, you are not enjoying the IPL, any case. But any case, so welcome. Today's session will be short. We will do 3 or 4 interesting things which will be really useful for us when we are computing on a day-to-day basis. So let's get right into the act. Uh, Gmail allows us to send confidential mails. How many of you have attended the session where I had covered this earlier? We had done one full-fledged session or maybe 2 sessions on
You cannot
Gmail.
possibly remember all this information by reading it once.
We had done a couple of sessions on Gmail, and we had spoken about how to send confidential mails. So if you have, how many of you have heard that, or do you remember that, or you are not practicing? That means if you don't remember, you remember, very good. Sachin, anyone else who remembers? Yes, we had mentioned about how we can send a credit cards information or any confidential information which you don't want it to lie in the mailbox for a long time. So let's see how we do it. And let me share my screen as usual. Can you see my blank compose window? Yeah. So suppose you are sending an email and you do not want that email to lie in that person's inbox for a while. Number one possibility. You also do not want him to print out that email. Number two possibility. You also do not want him to forward the email to anyone else. That is the third possibility. So if you want to block all these things, how does one go about it? So let me see if I can address one mail. I will try and use my wife's email account. I will say confidential information, and then I might, whatever the message may be, suppose I say ki this is the credit card number, okay, I'm just typing some junk, and this is the password. Now I don't want this message to lie in the recipient's account for a long time. So I have what Gmail gives me the option to send a confidential mail. So if you come down below, can you see this? Try confidential mode to help keep your information safe. Okay. So I can click on this small icon of a lock with a timer. So I can say turn confidential mode on. Now what all options do we have when we go for confidential mode? One is we can set the expiry date of this mail. So I can say expires in 1 day, expires in 1 week, 1 month, 3 months, 5 years. Obviously, if it is so confidential, you won't want it to be there for 5 years in the recipient's mailbox. Typically, you will say expires within 1 day. So today is 9th, Friday, so it expires on Saturday, 10th. Okay, so this is the first level of, when I say save, I have saved this information and now you have got some information here down below. Can you see this? Content expires on April 10th, 2021. And what are the other things it says? It says recipients won't have the option to forward, copy, print or download this email. 2 hours option is not available, unfortunately. You can use only the options which are available here. You have 1 day, 1 week, 1 month, 3 months and 5 years. Okay, so I'm selecting 1 day and say save. It shows me this information, and this was the original mail, correct? This is the credit card number and this is the password. So I didn't write the password. Okay. Now if I send this mail, what will happen is this mail will remain in the recipient's inbox for 1 day, but the recipient will not have the option to forward, copy, print or download this email. So let us say send. Now we have sent this mail, and what happens in the inbox of the recipient? Let us see. I will now go into my wife's email box and see whether the mail has come. Not yet. Again, I'll just refresh. It takes a minute or two to come in. Yes, it has come. This mail has come. It says confidential information. I click on it and I see the actual mail. This is the credit card number and this is the password. Okay, and I also am told that content expires on April 10th, 2021. And I am also told you do not have the option to forward, copy, print or download this mail. So if I go here, normally you remember there is a forward option here. Now that forward option is gone. You can't forward this mail at all. There is normally a print option here. The print option is also not available. Can you see how smartly it is doing? And down below also you just have an option to reply. There is no forward. Are you able to see this? So this mail will remain in the mailbox for 24 hours and then it will vanish. Okay, so this is the simplest way of handling confidential mail. Now you may not be satisfied with this only. For example, now what you may want to do is, I also want to ensure that I have double protection. So when I am in the compose box and I say compose, again I send a mail here. Yes, screenshot, you can say, you can do a print screen. Yes, you can do that. Because there is no way anything external you cannot stop. But as far as normal functions here are concerned, confidential number 2. Okay. This is more confidential than the earlier one. Okay. So here what I have the option is, I go back here, turn confidential on or off, expires in say 1 day. I can add an SMS passcode. What it means is that I can create, the receiver can delete the mail, yes. Deletion is not a problem, because if it is confidential and you delete it, that is fine. But even from your trash box, it should vanish after 1 day. So it will not even remain in your trash box. Now this is another interesting thing. You can say SMS passcode. So when you say save, okay, now it looks like any other normal mail, but when you say send, it asks you for the password. Okay, so I have to give the password, that means I have to give the mobile number, and I say send. So what happens is, an SMS is generated to the recipient, and unless the recipient enters the password, you cannot open the mail. Just one sec. I have not yet received the password, but we'll go and see what has happened to the mail. Did the mail go in the first place? Let me see. Yeah, the mail has come. It is confidential number 2. Now, see, the beauty of this is that when the recipient receives the mail, then he has the option to say send the passcode, and the masking is done. Only the last 2 digits of the mobile number are visible. Only when I say send the passcode, the password will be sent to me on my mobile number. The recipient, me means the recipient now. Okay, so I say send passcode. When I sent the mail, I had already given the mobile number. So now the passcode is given as 430045. So 430045. When I enter the verification code, then and then alone the mail will open. Otherwise, the mail will not open. Are we clear on this? This is more confidential than the earlier one. And again, all those other things will apply, like no printing, no forwarding, no copying, etc., etc. But yes, as somebody said earlier, you can straight away, not clear? You want me to repeat this? I am composing a mail in confidential mode. Okay, when I say confidential mode, what are the options I have? I have the option to send the mail without a password or with a password. So suppose I send it without a password, it just goes to the opposite person. It vanishes from the recipient's mailbox within 1 day or 10 days or 1 week or whatever you have specified. If you give a password, then what happens is the mail will go to the person. He will have to click on send passcode. He will get a password by SMS on his mobile number. Until he enters that passcode, he is not going to be able to see that mail. Now, if I go in my sent box also, this is also interesting. And I have sent this mail. Okay, Now I have sent this mail, the first mail, confidential information, blah blah blah. I have one option to remove access. So the minute I say remove access, that means recipient will not be able to see this mail. Now that first mail, the recipient, I'll go to the recipient. I'll try and open this. It says email has expired. So even before that one day, you can revoke access. So there was this question whether you can give this access only for 2 hours or 1 hour or whatever. So if you are sending the confidential information to somebody and saying that this is confidential, expire it within 1 day, but after 2 hours you talk to that person or send another mail and he confirms that he has read the mail, you can go and expire it straight away. Similarly, like I'll go again to that second mail. I'm going to my sent box. Okay, I hope you are getting it. Confidential number 2. I'm going to my sent box, opening it up. When I'm looking at this, it has this option to remove access. The minute I say remove access, the recipient will not be able to see the second mail also. So when I go back, confidential number 2, it says the email has expired. The sender has set a limit on how much time you have to view this mail. The remove access is there in when you go to your sent box. See, I have sent the mail, correct? This is my mailbox. I go to my sent mail. I will see the mail that I have sent. I click on the mail which I want to remove access. I click on that and I have the option to remove access. Now I have already removed access, so now I have the option to renew access. I can say, okay, let the person see. I can grant access, that is renew access or remove access. Both options are available. Okay, when I go to the sent box. Have you got it? How to give access and how to remove access. Very simple but very useful, because if you are sending confidential information, if you are sending information which need not remain in the recipient's inbox for more than whatever period you decide, then you can use this option, make it very, very powerful. Obviously, it will remain in your sent box forever. How can you say it is so confidential that I will only not see it? that is so it is like having some secret place where you put your keys, your locker keys, and it is so confidential that you yourself don't remember it. that is not acceptable. So of course it remains in your sent box forever, unless you go and delete it yourself, because it is originated by you only. So obviously it has to if you send a regular mail which is not confidential by mistake, is there any way to withdraw that email? No, that window is there for 30 seconds. If you remember, we had done that also, where you can withdraw your mail within 30 seconds. After 30 seconds, it is gone. So when you say compose email, you have to do something in the settings part, but just for information, if I am just typing this, okay, now if I say send, just observe carefully. When I say send, it says sending, okay, and then you have this option to undo. So there is a window of 30 seconds. You can say undo and the mail will be recalled. But beyond 30 seconds, you cannot recall a mail. Then you are on your own, because then there is no limit. How much time does Google give you? It gives you 5 seconds, 10 seconds, 15 seconds, 20 seconds, 30 seconds. But if after that, you can't recall it. Okay? So if there is a mistake, you better bear it. Okay, did you get this? When you say send, you have an option called undo mail. That option you have to enable in your settings. Okay, we are going too much into Gmail, but quickly, since the question is asked, we can undo the mail and get your mail back. That is, in settings there is an option called undo mail. Okay, quick settings, see all settings. If you see, afterthoughts do not come within 30 seconds. Normally it is like this. Normally you send a mail and you realize, oh shit, I forgot to put the attachment. That is a standard thing. Or you are very angry, you write a mail and within 30 seconds you realize, oh gosh, I should not have sent this mail. So in your settings, in general, you have this option called undo send. There are options 5 seconds, 10 seconds, 20 seconds and 30 seconds. So maximum is 30 seconds. After 30 seconds, you are on your own. Okay. So if you are still not sure whether you want to send the mail or not send the mail, I would suggest that you put it in the draft and wait for one day and then say send. That is the easiest way to avoid sending nonsense mails or mails which are not really, which you never meant to send. Okay, so that is the idea. Are we clear on this confidential mail part? It is simple. Yeah, you can say schedule send, or you can just leave it in your drafts and then send it whenever you feel you are ready and you are comfortable. Okay, so this was one beautiful trick in Gmail which everybody should use whenever you are sending confidential information. Now we go to a couple of apps. I will have to share my mobile screen. Everybody can see my mobile screen. Yes, I'll take it to a different screen and yes, you are able to see my mobile screen. So many times what happens is we are moving in groups with friends, family, etc. And you take a trip. Of course, these are not trip times, these are COVID times. But as and when you go for a trip or you do a project together, so and a lot of people are involved, say 3 people are involved, 5 people are involved, you have a situation where you are spending monies, you are spending money, your friend is spending money, your family is spending money, and you need to distribute that at the end of the project or at the end of the trip, etc. So how do you do it? So you keep a note of all that you have spent, your friend keeps a note of all that he or she has spent. At the end of the day, you will come back, take a total of yours, take a total of your friends' expenses, and if there are many friends, the problem becomes more compounded. So what we have is a very, very simple app which is called TryCount. So I'll just open that app. It is called TryCount. Can you see that? try count. So here I have created one trip to Kashmir, something which is I think we are trying to visualize in the far future, not in the near future. So we have a trip to Kashmir and I'm taking my colleagues with me, and I am paying some amounts, my colleagues are paying some amounts, and we have spent up to now 92,700 rupees. Okay, my total is 30,900. So I have paid up to now 30,900. So if I have to pay anything more, I'll say plus, I'll put a title, I'll say snacks for outing. I'll put the amount 1,750. On which date I did it? So 9th April, paid by me, and I just say okay. When I say okay, I have paid just now snacks for outing, paid by me today 1,750. Now so many people have paid. Now in this particular trip, Ashish, Pezan and Yazdi, that is myself, we are three of us. Who has paid how much, we don't know. Okay, so what we can do is we can see the balances. These two people have to pay me so much, and totally this much I have to receive from them. Then we are all equal. Ashish owes me so much, Pezan owes me so much. Now suppose they also spend. Pezan, can you spend some 50,000 rupees and reverse the whole thing?
1 minute, I'll do it, sir.
Yeah. Anyone, Pezan, Ashish, you can add something. So they are doing it on their own phones. They are adding something, but everything is collected in one place. See, this total expenses is 94,450, out of which I have spent 31,483. Now, when any of them spends some money, what will happen is I'll just refresh the screen. Okay, are you spending some money or no?
Yes, sir, 1 moment.
Okay, so now Ashish has paid for the helicopter ride 50,000. Now see, the entire thing changes. See the balances now. Ashish has to receive 9,000, Pezan has to pay 43,000, and I have to receive 34,000. So 34 I have to receive, Ashish has to receive 9, and 43 Pezan has to pay to two of us. Can you see how it changes dynamically? It changes instantly. So whenever any expenses are done by anyone, it takes place instantly. Now here we have said that all this is equal. We are distributing the expenses equally. But suppose there is something where I say drinks and the amount is say 5,000, but our friend Ashish, he is not drinking. So I can go into advanced and I can say Ashish 0. And between Pezan and me, it is 2,500 each. See, automatically it has taken that, and I can say okay. So now this 5,000 is to be distributed only between Pezan and me, 2,500 each. So you can have something like this where you can have equally, normally this is normal, or you can even specifically say this much for this one, this much for this one, and this much for this one. Are we getting this clearly? You can split it in the way you want. If you want to take a good picture of a dinner or lunch, you can take a picture. If you want to put a tag on this expense, you can put a tag. For example, you can say all food expenses separate, all food expenses separate, all stay expenses separate, etc., etc. It's a very simple app. It just allows you to go on adding your expenses and instantly seeing what your balance is. What is the total trip balance and what is my total? It shows you both the things. Okay, so are we clear on this? It's a very simple app, and you can have multiple trips, like or multiple trips or multiple projects or whatever you want to do. It is not necessarily only 3 people, although it is called try count, but it could be 5 people, it could be 10 people. You could be doing a joint project. Somebody is spending on say the net part, somebody is spending on the actual conveyance, etc., etc. It could be anything, but it is a very simple thing. The app is called TryCount. It is available both on Android as well as on iOS. It's very, very simple to use. Are we clear on this? Any questions on this, or do we move ahead? Yeah, you'll have to say yes or no. Yes, move ahead. Sorry, what is the question? Supposing, yes, of course, you can extend this concept to expenses incurred by managing committee members. Definitely, you can do that. Supposing the bill is higher, then how do we calculate? I don't understand the question. Whatever the amount, you are just entering the name of the title as well as the amount. You don't have to worry about anything else. How do you link with one another? Yeah. So here in the options, you say share. When you say share, you can share by WhatsApp, and you can say share by WhatsApp. What it says, the TryCount trip to Kashmir is now accessible at the following address. So the person to whom you share it automatically gets this message. He clicks on it and automatically he comes into the managing committee members. Yes, supposing I have something which is 800 and my friend has something for 300. Yeah, everybody will have a different amount. But if you want to share it equally, 800 will be split into 2, 400 and 400. 300 will be split into 2, 150 and 150. Every member should have this app on his phone. Yes, of course. Of course. If you want to share it with your friends, automatically. Yes, Angelica, what is your question? How will it calculate? What is your question, original question? Would you like to speak? Then I'll just unmute you, so then you can explain it better. Okay, you got it? Angelica? Okay.
Hello,
Yeah.
sir.
Yeah, did you get it?
Sir, my question. Yeah, sir, I just have this doubt. Supposing I have something for 800 and my colleague of friends has something for 300,
Yeah.
and yeah, so I will have to manually go into the app and do the calculations, sir. Do the
No,
entry.
you don't have to do anything manually. See, the point is like this. Whatever
Yes, sir.
you spend, you are going to add. Whatever your colleague spends, the colleague is going to add. So,
Okay.
so you don't have to add on his behalf. When you add, it is assumed that it is your expense. When your colleague adds, it is his expense. Okay?
Okay. Okay.
So here you will see this is paid by me, this is paid by Ashish, this is paid by Pezan. So different people are paying, but they will enter what each individual person is paying, they will enter it on their own mobile, in their
Okay.
own app. Okay? So you don't
Okay.
have to worry about that. Only thing is you have to be sure that you want it equally or you want it to be distributed based on some other logic where you have that advanced. You saw that. So
Yeah.
normal is equal for all. But when you say
Yes.
advanced, then you have this option. 1 is to 2 is to, suppose you say 1 is to 2 is to 1. So in that ratio it will split. If you say 1 is to 2 is to 2, then it will split in that ratio. Suppose now the amount is 5,000. I'm sorry. The trial kit, suppose I say, and I say 5,000. Okay. Now 5,000 automatically, if you see, he has allocated it 2,000 here, 2,000 here, 1,000 here. When I say 1 is to 2 is to 2. Okay. So I don't have to do any calculation. The system does the calculation. Or suppose I say nothing for Ashish. Suppose in this case, I say he is not, so automatically it becomes equal. Or then even within that, I'll say 3 is to 2. So automatically it becomes 3,000 is to 2,000. Got it?
Okay.
So anything that I spend, I enter and I give the ratio of how it is to be distributed. Anything that you spend, you will enter it in the app and you can also give the ratio in which it is to be distributed. I'm assuming that nobody cheats. That is all. Okay, so I can't say 0 for me all the time, but everything is visible here. You can see each of these, like if I see Pezan, what he has entered, how it has been distributed, everything is transparent. So even if I have done something by mistake, automatically everybody can see it. Got it?
Yes, sir.
So this is one very simple app which helps you distribute expenses when you do projects, when you are doing a trip, when you go together, you go out for lunch, dinner, etc., etc. It becomes very easy to split the expenses. Otherwise, it can get very complicated. Like even if it is lunch or dinner, then somebody says, okay, I will not have drinks. So then you don't have to share the drinks cost with him, but the other cost has to be shared equally. Something like that. Okay. Or somebody says, I'm not eating today. So he doesn't get the share. Okay. It's very, very useful, but and a very simple app. But and there are many apps like this. This is one of them. See, when I'm showing you one app, it doesn't mean that this is the only app which does it. There will be so many others which do the same thing. So you can choose whichever you find useful.
So does this have any history? Like, let's say, let's take it on a day-to-day basis instead of taking it event specific.
Yeah.
So on a day-to-day basis, you want to go back and check, say after a couple of months or
Yeah,
a
it
couple
doesn't
of
get
weeks.
deleted. It is there forever. Whatever is there forever. So you don't have to worry about that. Until you
Okay,
go
and
and
how do you?
delete a particular project or delete a particular trip or something, otherwise it is all there.
Okay.
Okay. So this is the second tip for today, how you can split your bills and manage your expenses in groups. It could be a group of 2, 3, 5, 10, 20, 100, whatever the group may be. Okay. The third thing that we will see today is how to personalize news. Now, for news on the mobile, what app do you use? Anybody is able to comment? What sort of apps do they use for watching news on the mobile? Or you don't watch news at all? Google News, yes. Shorts, yes. It is called InShorts, INSHORTS. News Hunt, yes. Now, what is unique about these? There are a lot of newspapers and magazines who have their own individual, they have their own individual apps, right? So you have Times of India, which has an app for itself. You have Economic Times, you have Indian Express, Financial Times, whatever. But in today's date, I would always like to view news from multiple sources. And that is where we have to use something like Google News or News Hunt or Daily Hunt or whatever. So let us see how Google News works. And it opens up like this, the news. It says for you, that is, this news is customized to my requirements, depending on my preferences, what I have seen before, how often I have seen before. So it will show me, and briefly it will show you the weather also, just as a add-on. So you can see now the news, but you can see the news from multiple sources. This is from Hindustan Times, this is from Hindustan Times, this is from Indian Express, this is from Mint, this is from Times Now, Indian Express. So I get an overview of the news. I don't rely on any one, because today's time everybody's news is biased. So before I read the news item, I see who is writing it, and then I know how much to believe it and what slant it will have and what slant it will not have, etc., etc. So I always like to see my news on Google News, where I get a variety of inputs. It says Indian Express, Mint, any number, NDTV, Indian Express again, Times Now, NDTV again, Indian Express, News 18, Z News, some car news, Car Talk, NDTV again, Indian Express, Business Standard. So I get news from a variety of sources. This is number one. Number two is I have the option to see various perspectives of the same news item. Now, for example, if I am seeing this particular news item, I want to see who says what. This is only Hindustan Times, but if I click on this, what does Hindustan Times says about it? What does NDTV say about it? What does Indian Express say about it? What does Business Lines say about it? And there are videos also. ET Now has a video. There is an opinion piece on this by Money Control. NDTV has something. News 18 has something. So what I am seeing here is a variety of coverage for the same news item. Here I am seeing multiple news items, but if I tap on this, I will see perspectives and context. So for the same news item, I can see from multiple sources. So if I am not sure whether to believe this guy or not, let's see what okay, so now there is some item in Times Now. It says India cheated to tune of so much, blah blah blah. I am not sure whether Times Now is telling me the truth or not. So I say view full coverage. So I will see from multiple sources the same news item. I'll see it from Times of India, I'll see it from The Wire, I'll see it from Hindustan Times, and I will also see Twitter feeds on the same story. Now this is very, very fascinating, because then you get a total perspective. So if I go sideways, I will see on Twitter what are people saying about this. Can you see this? This is really very useful. I can see a total perspective on any news item. I can pick up any news item. Now, for example, I see this. Okay, this is the actual story. This has only one story, but wherever I have this view full coverage, then I see all the different types of newspapers, magazines, opinion pieces, TV channels, and also what Twitter is talking about in respect of this news item. This is very, very useful, very powerful, and you can use it all the time. Besides, you have these three dots on the side. Can you see this? If you tap on this, there are various options. One is save for later, so I don't have time to read this. I can save it for later, or I can share it with anyone. I can share it by email, WhatsApp, Twitter, whichever way. Number three is, because I'm seeing this news item from Hindustan Times, it says go to Hindustan Times. This is another option. Or I hate Hindustan Times, so I can say hide all stories from Hindustan. I don't want to read this newspaper. I don't like it. I can send a feedback also. I can say great story, or I can give some comments or feedback, etc., etc. So news really becomes very, very interactive. You can do this for any story that you are seeing. Now, if I'm seeing this story, for example, I click on this, save for later, share, go to Indian Express, hide all stories from Indian Express, and I have these two options: more stories like this or fewer stories like this. So if I like a particular topic, I can say I want to see more stories like this. If I don't like this particular topic, but once in a while I don't mind seeing this item, I can say fewer stories like this. Now this becomes very, very personal. Your news is absolutely personal. Now this is personalized news for you. The second option is headlines. Irrespective of what you like or you don't like, you can see the headlines across the world. So here you have latest, you have India. So India news, these are the headlines for India. Again, across, here you are not given that option to say see more of this, less of this, etc., etc. You have world news, then you have business news, you have technology news, you have entertainment news, sports, science, health. Got it? So here, topic wise, what are the headlines? You can look them up. The next is the newsstand. Now newsstand is, you can actually pick up from the newsstand certain items. Like I want to see news from Hindu, I want to see news from Wire, Hindustan Times, Outlook India. This is publication wise. I can look at it publication wise and say, okay, I want to see more news from India today. This is my favorite, or this is what we call as following. I want to follow India Today very closely, or I want to follow Z News very closely, or Times Now, or whatever. See, all the news channels, rather most of the news channels are available here, and most of them are free. So you can just select any newspaper, magazine of your choice and say, I want, this is my favorite, and therefore I will see more of this. This is what is all available, and he also shows me on the newsstand what is popular. So these are the popular items on the newsstand. These are recommended for you, and you can browse by category also. You can say, I want to see more of health and fitness. So health and fitness, what are the options? Life Health, Helpful Guruji, Mindstream, Marathon Handbook, etc., etc., etc. So I can just select any of these and say I want to see more of this. I can say view more, and I'll see all my health and fitness magazines, newspapers, etc. out here. Isn't this cool to get your customized news? It's very, very simple. Again, very, very versatile. You can see it in different ways. You can see it publication wise, topic wise, favorite wise, what is trending on Twitter, etc., etc. So these are very powerful apps. Similarly, I looked for another one, and that is, I said it is Daily Hunt. Daily Hunt is another news app which I like. Okay, it gives me a huge app. Again, similarly, for you, news, it gives you city-wise news also. So I am in Bombay, so I can look at Mumbai, and these are the news from Bombay only, or for Bombay only. Cricket, coronavirus, assembly elections. This is more for Indian audience. Following my city. If I go to my city, also I see my petrol and diesel prices for today. Is there an increase or decrease? I can see that. And of course, for Mumbai, all the news items, I can just go up and down and look at various news items. Midday, Indian Express, News 18, a variety of sources. Okay. Again, politics, mobiles and gadgets, Twitter movements, what is trending on Twitter, you can see right from here. So sometimes a very good story comes on Twitter, you can straight away see it from here. Something is trending on Twitter, you can see it from here. Entertainment, business and finance, mobiles and gadgets. Then you have this option to see videos. So all the videos will come here. This is not text, this is all videos. So you can see from news channels, you will see a lot of things. One India, something is there. India Ahead. A lot of TV channels are given here. Again, same thing. You can say I want to follow a certain thing. I am following Bombay only just now, but I can create a group and we can have friends and family follow certain things. You enjoy a particular film star, you enjoy a particular cuisine. You can create a group and follow it on your together. And of course, you can browse for more news, newspapers, magazines, whatever you feel like. You can say see all. See the amount of newspapers he is covering. Okay, a whole lot of things. So this is again very useful. There are many like this. InShots is there. Then there is something called Flip. What is it called? Flip something. There are lots and lots of news sites. My favorite is of course Google News because it is fairly unbiased and it gives me most of the things that I need to have. Slowly one dispenses with the newspaper also because most of the stories are here. You click on any story and you will get the entire story. And now NDTV is there, so you can even get the news clip on TV, how it looked, and the text. And if you say full coverage, as I said, you get it from various sources, the same topic from various sources. Okay, are we clear on this? Yes, you can see TV news items also, and if you are in a particular country, obviously Google gives you local news, but when you are traveling, you can see the news of your home country also. You can see the news of any other country also. Yes, you can select another country. Mostly it will pick up the country where you are. So Google knows exactly where you are. So when you say local news, local time, it will identify everything for your country, your location. And then TV news items are also visible. As we saw, I showed you that NDTV. If you go to NDTV, any news item on NDTV, actually you will see a small clip also. I can tap to unmute.
The Election Commission has said that according to the transcripts of her speeches that it has received, it appears that she is trying to incite voters to attack the central.
Okay, so it is for any country. 99% it will show you your current location, but you can select any country of your choice and there is no problem at all. You know, Google is now in a fight with various news organizations. Australia, you must have read the news that in Australia, the news organizations, they refuse to share stuff with Google until they pay for it because this is all free. So now Google will have to pay, say for example, if it is going to pick up the feed from Hindustan Times, they will have to pay Hindustan Times a royalty for picking up. So in Australia, all the news organizations, they combined and they refused to feed Google. And therefore now Google is having an arrangement where they are paying each news organizations for the feeds. Okay, any other questions on the news part? So now that we are all tired, we will do some meditation. Meditation, there is an interesting app. We have done a couple of apps on meditation also, but My Life, this is an interesting app on meditation. So it asks you what is your current mood, where you are, and then gives you meditation of your choice. So you just say start. You take a deep breath, close your eyes, take a deep breath and think about how your mind and body feel. And you can just tap on this and say dim for 10 seconds. Okay, so now you have started. You say next and define yourself. I am physically great. Go to the next step, 2 of 4 this is. Why is it not moving? When I say next, I'm mentally good. Emotionally, how are you feeling? So you can give your emotions. I'm feeling creative, enthusiastic, grateful, excited. You can choose any number of moods. And once you have selected, I can find the best activities for meditation. So now it is picking up. Engage your senses. Okay. So there's an audio session. There are some sessions which are free and some sessions which are for the paid version. The ones in red are free. So I can say listen.
Engaging your senses. Wherever you are, focus your awareness on your surroundings. Look around and take notice of what you see. Just observe the variety of colors, shapes, and textures of what you see. Choose one thing and look at it carefully.
So there are many sessions like this. You can pick an gratitude, for example, and you can say, okay, I want to.
Gratitude. Close your eyes and rest your hands on your knees. Bring your awareness to the touch of your body on your seat. Feel the weight of your body on your chair or cushion.
So it is a guided tour on meditation. The app is called My Life Meditation. Okay, I'll just bring it up. Can you see this? My Life. This is what the app is called. And then you can do a lot of exploration, wake up challenge, acupressure, athletic preparation, beauty secrets. For chronic pain, there are sessions, climate anxiety, college, youth, blah, 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 blah. So it's a simple app. which helps you, which guides you through meditation. It is called My Life. My Life, yes. And then of course it keeps track of your daily, how much time did you do the meditation, what are your top emotions. Every day if you are selecting your emotions, it will identify which are the top emotions and guide you to the through the progress on the app. Of course you can connect it with Google Fit app and then track how much of exercise you have done. Okay. If we have 5 minutes, if you want to go further, we can take one small app. Are you on for it? Yeah, quickly, we'll do one small app and then wind up for the day. Okay, so let's see. All of us, there are many old people here, but many young people also. Everybody would have at some time or the other come across black and white pictures from the old cupboards, right? And we don't like the old pictures to be in black and white. You are so used to color, and your kids are so used to color, so you don't want to share black and white pictures. Okay, so what do? You take a snap of the black and white picture and then use an app called Colorize. Okay, this is the name of the app, Colorize. You open it, choose an image from the gallery. So in the gallery I have taken some 2-3 black and white pictures. So this is a black and white picture, I like it. So I'll select this picture. And I'll say this is a very old picture. Okay. So it will send this picture to the server and colorize it. Now automatically it has put color in the picture. And this is me, by the way. Okay. So it has put color to the picture and made it look definitely much different from what it was. And then of course you can share it. You can share it as an image, you can share it as a link. Okay, if you share it as an image, then of course all your other options are there. You can share it on WhatsApp, you can share it on Gmail, you can share it to your cam scanner, etc, etc. So it's a very simple app. Just select the picture and colorize it. That's it. Okay. They give you 10 pictures for free, and after that you have to pay for it. And for a nominal cost, you can colorize all your old pictures. Okay. And then of course you can fine tune it. You can say auto contrast, cut off, change the contrast, change the color, change the saturation level. See, the whole thing changes. You can make changes to the photograph. Normally it is good to leave it as it is, because the artificial intelligence that is built into this particular software is very good, and it identifies and puts color based on thousands of iterations that it has gone through. Okay, so that's it for today. Any questions here? So you can colorize all your black and white pictures and enjoy or share them or save them in your photo gallery and enjoy it with your friends, family, older people, younger people, anyone. So thank you very much. I hope you enjoyed the session. We had a few apps which were interesting and useful. Okay, any questions? Please feel free to write to me. If you have any doubts right now, I'll be happy to answer. Okay, guys, stay safe. Good night and God bless you. Thank you very much. Bye bye.